back to another episode of the Sports Den. I'm Daniel, and in today's topic, we're talking about the New Orleans Saints quarterback situation. So it's been a couple of months since the New Orleans Saints once again suffered a playoff heartbreak, losing to the Minnesota Vikings. But now the conversation has shifted to what will the Saints quarterback situation look like come this September. So you have future Hall of Famer Drew Brees contemplating retirement. You have Teddy Bridgewater, the Pro Bowl backup quarterback who went 5-0 as a starter, balled out and handled his business. And you also have the wild card in Taysom Hill, New Orleans Saints Swiss Army knife, dynamic playmaker who does it all on special teams, can play quarterback, running back, wide receiver, whatever you need this guy to do. If you guys remember, it was Taysom Hill in that Vikings playoff game who single-handedly tried to will the Saints to victory. Taysom Hill had the 50-yard pass that set up their first touchdown. He had a receiving touchdown. I mean, the guy did everything. He had that long run that almost put the Saints in position to score a go-ahead touchdown. The guy does it all. He's been a baller since day one. And Sean Payton, the mastermind play caller that he is, has found a way to utilize Taysom Hill in a multitude of ways. But at the same time, Taysom Hill only has 13 career passes he's thrown. And Taysom Hill wants to be a franchise quarterback and wants to be compensated as such. And there have been reports that the New England Patriots could be one of many teams that may look at Taysom Hill as a quarterback option if the Saints decide to either release or trade Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a restricted free agent, meaning that the Saints can match any offer that another team gives him. The question is, would Taysom Hill want to test the free agent waters, or would he want to stay in New Orleans with probably some secret behind closed doors guarantee that he would be the heir apparent to Drew Brees if Brees was to retire, if Brees did come back for a 21st season? Personally, Teddy Bridgewater is the answer if, hypothetically, Drew Brees retires. Why? Because Teddy Bridgewater is a Pro Bowl quarterback. He's proven. The guy before he had that horrific leg injury was a starter and led the Minnesota Vikings to the playoffs. Teddy Bridgewater has more experience playing a quarterback position than Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a dynamic football player who has quarterback potential. If you notice, if you watch any Saints games closely, Taysom Hill is primarily in on special downs, running the ball, throwing short to intermediate passes, and occasionally throwing deep balls. Teddy Bridgewater actually came in when Drew Brees went down with that thumb injury and kept the Saints season afloat by winning 5 games in a row. Think about it this. If Sean Payton, who loves Taysom Hill, loves Bridgewater, and loves Brees, if Sean Payton was that sold on Taysom Hill as a passer at this stage of his career, wouldn't Taysom Hill have been starting once Brees went down with injury? There was a reason why Teddy Bridgewater got the start once Brees went down with the injury, because Sean Payton knows that Taysom Hill, as talented as he is, as much potential as he may have as a potential quarterback and heir apparent to Drew Brees, that Taysom Hill still needs more seasoning, more grooming. But you know that in Teddy Bridgewater, you have a steady hand in the quarterback position, a proven leader, a Pro Bowl quarterback, a guy who can step in immediately and keep you in contention if, God forbid, that sad day that I wouldn't want to see happen where Drew Brees was to retire. As far as I'm concerned, Teddy Bridgewater, if Drew Brees was to retire, should be the starter because, again, it was a small sample size, but Teddy Bridgewater proved that he can come in and lead this team not only to a successful season, but a playoff berth and possibly to a Super Bowl. The Saints are already in contention, and Teddy Bridgewater, if Drew Brees was to retire, could step right in and fill in. And the other thing, too, that Sean Payton might do is if he is able to retain Teddy Bridgewater, if Drew Brees was to retire, that's another season he could work on developing Taysom Hill. What I think will happen with the Saints is Drew Brees will come back for his 21st season. He'll make one more run at a Super Bowl title because Brees has had a bad taste in his mouth with these pitiful, piss-poor disappointments in the playoffs the Saints have had the past 3 seasons. And Drew Brees knows that he played like trash in their last playoff loss to the Minnesota Vikings. And Brees does not want his legacy to end like that, given everything he has meant to the Saints, the city, and the region, and what he's meant to the game as a future Hall of Famer. Also, Sean Payton has been comparing Taysom Hill to Steve Young in terms of his ability and also the way that Steve Young sat behind Joe Montana a few years before Young finally got the ranks. Sean Payton sees tremendous upside in Taysom Hill. But I do think that if Brees was to retire, Teddy Bridgewater is going to be the guy, and it makes perfect sense. Bridgewater can come right in there. He's already in his second year in this offense. Bridgewater turned down free agent offers to go elsewhere to become a starter because he knows that his best opportunity to win the championship is with the Saints, who have an elite team despite the playoff disappointments. What I see playing out this season is Drew Brees comes back for one more season. The Saints find a way to sign Teddy Bridgewater to a short-term deal. They also find a way to bring back Taysom Hill. Brees plays one more season. Teddy Bridgewater becomes the heir apparent. Taysom Hill sticks around maybe 1 or 2 seasons. If Taysom Hill decides he wants to test the free agent market, the Saints will trade Taysom Hill, and Teddy Bridgewater becomes the heir apparent quarterback to Drew Brees. Because Teddy Bridgewater is 26 years old, has tremendous upside. He will have yet another year in this offense, and the guy has proven in that short sample size this past season that he can get it done. But I want to know what you guys think about out there. Do you think that if Drew Brees retires, Teddy Bridgewater will be the heir apparent to him, or will Taysom Hill be the guy? Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. We'll do it next time, and I'm out.